One of the most difficult aspects of headcount management and headcount planning is getting a single source of headcount truth. Most companies have people data in their HR system, they have finance data in their FP&A system, they have hiring data in their ATS, and then they have a hiring plan that sits separately. And in order to get to a single source of truth, there's a ton of exporting, a lot of data reconciliation, a lot of cleanup, and then you get just a spreadsheet that is supposed to be your single source of truth. The problem, of course, is that spreadsheets have to be manually updated. They are not dynamic. And that exercise has to happen again and again and again as frequently as whoever is responsible for it can stomach it. In TeamOhana, we have the Headcount tab, which is the answer to that challenge. On this tab, you can see a couple of tiles across the top of the page, and these tiles all represent different groups of employees at your company. And this is the page where we bring all of that data together. So you no longer have to do any sort of manual reconciliation. It all happens automatically right from TeamOhana. So let's just run through these tiles here. You have your current headcount. This is coming directly from your HR system. That's the number of in-seat employees you have just right this second. We have your starting headcount, which is how many folks were in seat on the first day of your fiscal year, which for us is February 1st. We have new hires, how many people have been hired so far this fiscal year. And I wanted to call out specifically this future starts number. We know oftentimes there's this sort of no man's land when someone is hired, but they're not yet added to the HR system. And it's really hard to figure out what that number looks like at any given time. So we track for you how many people are in this in between period where they've accepted an offer, but they haven't yet started or they haven't yet been added to the HR system. Otherwise, it's quite difficult to get this information here. We also have terminations, how many people have terminated this year. Hiring active, this is coming directly from your ATS. This is the number of roles that your talent team is currently working on filling. We have hiring not started. These are the roles that are approved and budgeted for on the hiring plan, just haven't yet been prioritized by the talent team. And then lastly, we have your forecast. The forecast number is calculated by taking your starting headcount plus your new hires minus your terminations plus your hiring active plus your hiring not started. And then we also track future terms. So minus 16 is the last factor here to get you that 669 number. Future terms are pulled directly from your HR system. So if you know that somebody is leaving in 1 month and that data has been entered into your HR system, we'll just pull it right into TeamOhana. This is all information that, as I mentioned before, is otherwise very difficult to find because it requires a lot of downloading, exporting, reconciling, and you don't ever really know what your effective headcount looks like. And this headcount tab gives you all that information so that you no longer have to go through the process of running these reports on a regular cadence. All of this happens automatically. Our integrations with your HR and ATS systems run every hour, so you always know that you have the most up-to-date dynamic information in TeamOhana.